And welcome to another episode of Pre-Game Time with Grant McCagg, founder of Recruits.ca. Welcome, Grant.
Hey, Blaine.
So I think we'll just jump right into it. We'll get past all the pleasantries because there is no pleasantries on Habs Twitter today after yet another loss. So I believe we can just start up with your latest piece. The Claude's Conservatiadians. I think I pronounced that correctly. If not, eh. I'll be a
Conservians.
yeah, I'll be a lot more
Conservians.
I'll be a lot more conservative next time with my pronunciations.
Conservier is how I think
Oh,
is
conservatien.
the, direct translation.
There we go. Now, in it, you discuss a little bit of Claude Julien's style of coaching. Why don't you explain to some of the viewers a little bit about it and why it's worth subscribing to Recruits to get that kind of content?
Well, I'm not gonna, I'm too humble to say that, but um, I mean, the article, it every now and then I do a Grant's rant, every 6 months or so, I feel it's due. And this was my latest. I think starting to feel a lot like Detroit last year, losing losing every game to Detroit. Now it's Ottawa this year because there is no Detroit. So you know, next best thing, right? Um, it's just disappointing that it seems like we always have to play down to the competition. Um, it seems like you can't just go for it, play offensive, play. This is a talented team. This is the most talented team that Marc Bergevin has had, I believe, and it gets stifled continuously when you have to play Bill Deneau 18 minutes a game, and he doesn't have a goal in 20 some games. Hasn't had a goal yet this year in 17. I believe he has 2 goals in the last 50 games. I did a little, game log. I mean, are there any other top two centers in the NHL with 2 goals in their last fifty games? I do not think so. I
No,
don't
not
think
on a
there's
playoff
any.
team.
I don't think there's any with five. It's so. Um, I just have had enough. I think if Claude doesn't win tonight, I think he's fired. Um, we'll see, but I do believe that this feels a lot like February with Terrian. It was February too, I believe, and they were a first place team, but they were wallowing, and felt he needed to do something with the team, and it's very similar feeling that if they drop their sixth in the last 8 games after being in first place, they'll be in fourth place, not still in first like they were when Terrian got canned. So I believe it'll be time if he loses to not tonight, but tomorrow night. And so I go into pretty good detail about that and why I think he's just too conservative. He's been too conservative. I don't, like I said, it's nothing personal. He, I don't call him conservative Claude anymore since he had his scare there playoff time, and I felt bad about that I had been, calling him that. So I vowed that I'd stop doing that because I do like the guy, and you know him, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's a great guy. So it's nothing personal whatsoever. It's just it. Sometimes t- time is up. You're not doing the job, and I really don't think that he's the right guy to develop all the young talent that Montreal has brought in and is bringing in the future.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic. He's getting denigrated for not making many changes and not making following adjustments while Tyrion was frantic with adjustments and he was the line blender king. So it's kind of a
Yeah,
tale of two coaches.
yeah, they're very different in that regard. Except the one thing is that they each had a chosen one. As I've come to call Phil Deneau. With Tyrion, it was David Desharnais. Come hell or high water, he went through a similar uh, streak where he had like 1 or 2 goals in 43 games, I think. I think he had one power play point in 45 games, and he was still on the first power play. And it
Yeah.
just boggled the mind. You didn't, why? Why is he the chosen one? He doesn't back check. He's 5'7". He is not physical. He basket hanged, and he had one power play point in 45 games. But Terry loved him. He was the only guy that could play with Pacioretty, apparently. Well, you know, centerman has to be able to do more than just uh, pass a puck. They've got to be able to score some goals. If you're playing a top two role, especially on the power play, like Desharnais did, you have to score some goals. And he didn't. Dino isn't. Dino isn't getting assists either. So
No.
when's enough? Uh, Kotkaniemi, it was a perfect situation for Kotkaniemi to play after being their best forward, arguably, against Toronto.
Yeah.
It
I
was a
would say
perfect
so.
situation for him last night against an Ottawa team where they don't have a great center, where he wasn't going to be exposed against anyone. Play him 18 minutes. He had showed his confidence the game before against Toronto. It looked like he was breaking out of his shell. And I look at the stats halfway through the game, and he's played 5:30, and Dano's played 10:30, and it just why? Enough's enough. They
Yeah.
better win tonight, or I hope he's gone. Uh, it's that simple.
Now, uh, for anyone who has not read that piece, go to recruits.ca. Feel free to subscribe. You can find that and a lot more great content. So, moving on from that onto the Laval Rocket, who play tonight. They're beginning their 4-game homestand against the Manitoba Moose. If anyone wants to watch that, it'll be on RDS as well as on AHL TV. I'm sure there's other streaming services that can be found, but those are the two main ones. Um, so the 80s sitcom of Hillis, Guhle, and the goalie are making their debut tonight. Maybe you can walk us through a little bit of that.
Wow, you caught me off guard with that one. Yeah, it's a great sitcom. Um, Demchenko, he don't know much about him. It'll be exciting to see how he looks. Um,
Yeah.
he was a KHL goalie, and Bouchard's given everybody. He's got a 30-some man roster, and he's given everybody a look. I'm glad that Hillis is finally in. I've mentioned something about that before, and I think part of the reasoning was that Myzak, as they're calling him in Laval, not Mishak, uh, he's probably heading back to the OHL fairly soon.
Yeah.
So they gave him a look before they given Hillis. Hillis will be here for the rest of the year. He's an AHLer now. So in that regard, I think they just wanted to get an early look for Myzak before he heads back to junior. They didn't want to play Hillis on the wing. They're going to be playing him at center tonight. He wants to develop him as a center, and I think he'll be in the lineup most of the season once he gets in there. He's a competitive kid. It carried Guelph on their back last year. They weren't supposed to be any good at all, and as Rob Ramage told me, he willed those guys to top spot almost in the Western Division of the OHL.
Yeah.
And they were a big surprise in large part because of his play. And it earned him a contract. Ramage went and saw him countless times because they were on the fence about whether were they going to sign him or Fonstad or McShane. It was a battle between the three. And he spent a lot of time looking at him. And I mean, I already knew it. Trevor Timmons and I both loved him, loved him in his draft year. And then he got that unfortunate injury. But I think he'll be a regular centerman for the Laval Rocket before the end of the year. And I look forward to seeing him tonight.
And Guhle gets his professional debut tonight. Before we get into him, you have you're going to be releasing some compilation of his goals and assists.
Yeah, I did I compiled all his goals and assists for the last 3 years in the Western Hockey League. I figured it's good timing with him making his pro debut tonight. We're trying to get as much content up on my new YouTube channel, Recruits Hockey. So I figured it'd be a nice timing to get up all of his goals and assists, and I'm going to work on one for Hillis as well. So get those up this week, and hopefully more people subscribe to the YouTube channel and have a look at these videos. I've got Cole Caulfield's, I think, last 100 goals or something in highlights up there. It's kind of fun to watch those. It gives you a glimpse of the future and can get you a little excited. I mean, all it costs is a click to subscribe. So if you like what you see there, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's well worth the money.
Yeah.
I was a subscriber before we started doing this, so
Yeah. Well, the YouTube channel is free, so you can't beat that price.
that's right. And just before we sign off, was there any one portion of the Laval Rocket game that piques your interest, something you want to look at?
Well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention about Guhle. I asked Joel Bouchard about him today, whether he would ease him into the lineup or not. Excuse me. And he said that, well, geez, I feel like Don Cherry here. Okay, sorry. How's that?
That's good.
Yeah, okay. So he 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 said that there's no, you don't ease a defenseman into the lineup at the AHL level. Like they're going to play, just like Fairbrother the other night, feet to the fire, stick him in there, play him lots, and hope that he plays as well as Fairbrother did the other night. Fairbrother's also going to be in again. So I'm very excited to see those two. And they're both really rugged WHL defensemen. And I think they'll both do fine. I'm looking forward to seeing Guhle at the pro level.
Well, it's going to be a fun game to watch. I can't wait to tune into that one. And I want to remind everyone watching that, yes, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's a click. Hit the bell so you don't miss any notifications for any new videos. And feel free to go over to recruits.ca, subscribe. It's not very much, and it's well worth the money. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Grant, for your time. Go Laval, go.
And good luck tonight, Game 3 of your series there with the Young Lad.
The Ducks are gonna take it against the Hawks. We're gonna take it to Halifax. Okay. It's our revenge. It's gonna be our revenge game.
Good luck. I hope you swamp them.
Thanks. And thanks for tuning in.